What's up? Armchair analyst. This is Armchair Benchwarmers. My name's Cams. I'm here with those Brian and what up,
What's up, man?
How we doing, man? Good to be back in the seat. Seems like it was only last week that we. That's because it was last week. So, firstly, thank you for being able to tune in. We are the Armchair Benchwarmers. We can get all the facts, nothing but facts, and all your sporting tips right here from our channel. Through today's episode, we're sort of going to be talking about some of the main topics that are hitting sports headlines, from the announcement of the All Blacks coach to Super Rugby review, NRL reviews, and we've got a few side topics that we'll be talking about. But since last week, gentlemen, how's your guys' week?
Had a good week, man, especially in the world of sport, man. It's good to see the NRL starting up with the...
Those two games, better than the 3 rounds of Super Rugby, eh?
Whoa.
Well, probably maybe one or two games you look forward to for Super Rugby each week.
But there's only 2 games for the NRL, man. Man, if that's what we're going to expect from the season, damn.
Yeah, there were 2 quality games. I think one game was better than the other. The first game, the Cowboys versus Newcastle Knights. It was kind of funny because Newcastle Knights haven't won in, 200 days or something?
Yeah. So they broke their cycle, eh?
Well, hold up. Did the Newcastle Knights win?
Newcastle Knights beat the Cowboys. I thought that was a good game. I thought that was a better game than the Bulldogs game. But it's good to see the Knights up there because they had a lot of problems last year of injuries. Ponga was injured most of the time, so he had a really good game.
Man, he looked like he was in charge, eh?
Yeah,
he was yelling at the boys and fuck.
Yeah, that's right. And it's good to see Fletcher Sharp back at number 6. Man, that guy, he only had 20 minutes of gameplay.
Talk to me, Kens.
He got injured, but man, he was a breath of fresh air because he scored a try. He had a try assist. He had a pass assist try or break assist. I haven't heard of that before. A break assist. He had a break assist and he broke the line 6 times. Right, then he got suspected ACL injury on his knee and he had to go out. But man, he was awesome. The other guy on the team in the house was Dylan Brown, the $1.3 million man. The Knights have signed up.
Waste of money, eh?
Well, if you saw Dylan Brown play for the Kiwis last year, he was the man. He got man of the match for the final against and I think he got did he get the man of the tournament or something like that? But he had an awesome game for Kiwis. It makes you wonder, like, is he the type of player that needs good guys around him, like the Kiwis, obviously? Because he was kind of quiet in that Knights game. I know he was solid, didn't make mistakes, but he was kind of quiet. You probably couldn't see stuff he was doing on that in Las Vegas, what he did for Kiwis.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's sort of. But it was good that you're talking about Fletcher, man. What about his haircut, man? Like that mullet, like, man, is that worth 5 points?
Yeah, I think so. Like
a try and a drop goal.
Well, it's no good for aerodynamics. Eh?
The other thing I noticed when he went out, you think that things will go downhill, but they didn't really, because they got Sandon Smith came from the Roosters. He had a good season last year for the Roosters. He had to go because they got they're the Juvenile now. But yeah, it seemed like they did okay. So Sandon Smith just fit in nicely at number 60. So.
Yeah, but with that Fletcher, man, I've got to come back to the guy's hairdo. Like, do you think like the NRL and their game would get more views if they slowed down, like of him running and just his locks sort of just flowing in the back? You think
like
the NRL will get have some sort of in behind
slow-mo, eh?
Sort of like a Eddie House's
ball.
I mean, even probably sort of think that even when they score tries, they should have like their signature move. His could be, just sort of flick it up in the air and...
Oh, since it was like Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
That's home of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
NFL always do those celebrations. So you saw a few celebrations in the NRL Vegas games, eh? Like, I remember Christian Tuplotz with the Wingfoot Dragons. When NFL, when they get a first down, when they get a first down, they do the points in the cross.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. And Brian, what have you been up to since last week?
Nothing. I was still sick, so I've just come right.
Are you still sick? Because it's we're filming in the studio and it's pretty dark and you got shades on. Are you still feeling a little bit sick?
Yeah, the lights are giving me sore.
Well, probably one of the biggest things that happened was the announcement of the All Blacks coach.
Congratulations, man.
I do have to apologise to the Armchair Benchwarmer experts that I made a bold call and through my sources of information, reliable sources of information. Unfortunately, I've had to confess that I got that one wrong. Unlucky to Jamie Joseph, but yeah, gentlemen, Dave Rennie, the doctor, I'm naming him because of his initials. What are your thoughts on Dave Rennie, and has he got what it takes to take the All Blacks and win this Rugby World Cup in 27?
Look, it was two front runners, Jamie Joseph and Dave Rennie. You can't be mad at not one of them not making it and the other one making it. Like two quality coaches. I thought it was a surprise I was surprised when they picked Dave Rennie because you never see too much of him. Like he's not in the limelight because he's over in Japan coaching Kobe Steelers over there. But he's been there for like almost 10 years now after he got out there.
9 years I think it's been away,
From Wallabies, yeah, man. So but as soon as you saw the interviews yesterday, like they got him on the interview with David Kirk, and when you listen to him talk and listen to his he was describing what he's going to do, what his intentions are. You believe him because he's a guy that in his history has successful teams because of the culture he instills of the teams. Like he's all about having that team culture. He's all about having team identity. But that's half the battle, right?
But if I just was to interrupt you there, like every team has a team culture. What sort of distinguishes, or what sort of things does he bring, or what accolades has he done to be able to then sort of change a culture of the All Blacks, their culture?
I think he's got the ability to tap into that like more than anyone else does, and I mean that because if you look at the dynamics of the All Blacks team from the past and even now, like a lot of Pacific Islanders in there, a lot of Māoris in there, there's white people there, so he's half Māori, he's half Rarotonga, so he can tap into that cultural aspect with those boys, right? And knows how to live. He knows how to be a Kiwi as well, so he can tap into both the mixed cultures and he's speaking right.
Māori?
He is, right?
I know his mum's called him.
From Alofi, I think.
Yeah, but I think if you compare him to what Razor brought, and we can only talk about Razor what we've seen in his interviews and on TV and all that. It looks like when it comes to culture, he's a white guy. So does the white culture work in the All Blacks? Kind of thing, like.
Well, it is something that was widely discussed. Was sort of the assumption that Razor had an ability to be able to then bring, I suppose, the dynamics of elite players that are selected for the All Blacks and have some level of collectiveness about it. So look, but I'm still not convinced that Dave Rennie. Yeah, look, it was a good speaker. Dave Rennie's he's got a very calm demeanour about him, and yes, look, they provide some initial confidence. What has he done? Like what is his achievements to be able to then justify his selection as the head All Black coach? Like what has he done?
I think it's more his experience. So he's won in the past. He's won NPC.
Well, under sevens, man, that doesn't make me the All Black coach, man. Like
yeah, but it's an experience too. Like if you look at what he's won, okay, we've seen all what he's won. He's won with the under 20s New Zealand. He's won with the Chiefs, but he's also gone to Wallabies and failed there. He gone to Japan after that, and had a stint there. So I guess what I'm saying is like those experience of success and failure, big part of your experience at the end of it, because if you know both, if you think about like Razor, right, he hasn't even proven himself in internationals, right? He went straight from success with the Crusaders to the All Blacks, and he's found out the hard way it's a different level playing international rugby, right?
Yeah.
But all those other coaches like Jim Joseph, Joe Smith, they've all had overseas experience. They've all had failures and they've come back. Right, so that's the kind of experience you can't. That's valuable, especially the failing part.
I've raised a question then, like with Dave Rennie and his coaching tenure with Australia was cut short. Arguably, you could probably say, look, Razor didn't have the experience, but then Dave Rennie's international experience was actually cut short by Australia.
Yeah, that's because Australia won Jones.
And we all know what happened then.
Because he got out of England and they put him back in, you know. And yeah, we do know what happened then. So his Rennie's tenure at Wallabies was cut short. We don't know if he'll improve and help them with that.
I can see the picture.
I think the Wallabies clearly made a mistake with Dave Rennie was over there. He was building something, and I think coming back to the point of culture, clearly he was providing confidence, I think, to the Wallabies team, and we saw progression, but they kind of got cut short with the appointment of Eddie Jones, who Brian, Dave Rennie comes from a Chiefs background. What did you see, like, and just in your observation, I suppose, with coaches over the years? Is there anything that stands out for Dave Rennie during his? Did he win back-to-back titles for the Chiefs?
Yeah, he did.
Is there anything that you sort of saw through his tenure that stands out? Is there anything?
Well, he's known to bring the team together like a family. He'll get these sing-alongs happening, get the guitar out, really bring the boys together. I think that was one thing missing from Razor's coaching stint. You know what I mean?
And it is an interesting thing, like with the All Blacks, because you've basically got the best of what New Zealand has to offer, and you have to have a coach that's able to bring those sort of dynamics, those personalities,
and make changes too. I saw an interview with Dave Rennie today after he was named coach, and he said he'll be picking the players not on experience in that, but on form.
Oh, that's it. Did he say that's it, man? I'm getting my boots. I'm getting my boots out, man. Dave Rennie, okay. Come down.
Well, they
are
looking for a mascot.
And that's a big change itself, because if you think about what Scott Robertson was doing, just picking guys and not even putting them on the field.
Which is a good segue, actually, into one of the questions that I've got here, is that the captaincy was always a hot topic, and there was always a lot of the public sentiment was that Ali Sevilla should have been the captain. Ali Sevilla's playing at the club in Japan, or the Doctor is currently coaching. Is it an automatic shoe-in that Ali Sevilla now is the front runner to become the permanent All Blacks coach leading into the World Cup?
If he's informed to be the captain, then make him the captain. But if he isn't, don't.
The only thing I've got there then is that the second question is that do you think he was a little bit of a crybaby, given sort of Razor's exit, or was it one of those hard discussions that where he's kind of just been thrown under the bus? Because for me, if you've got a player that's out there that sort of wants to go, okay, I'm the man in this, and this is what's going to happen. I mean, if I was an All Black player, I'd be questioning whether I want to follow that leadership. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, but that depends, because we don't know what happens behind the scenes and all that, but it's all speculation anyway. But we can put two and two together and sort of understand what's going on. But I think there was some form of feedback that the board got from the players, right? And Sevilla was probably leading that, had a big part to play in that. It is what it is, and the board made their decision based on that, plus based on other things too, based on the evidence that they have seen throughout the 2 years that Razor was there. It's not just that. It's not just the players' feedback. It's other stuff too. It's the way he handled the Richie Moana thing. It's the way he handled when David McKenzie he got in trouble that first year doing off-field stuff, and he never got punished or something like that. There's stuff about Razor's interview, how he talked about what's his name, going surfing with Andrew Johns. It was a question that. There was an answer that didn't answer the question he was asked from the interview, and it just came out of the blue. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that
smoke and mirrors.
It's kind of like What page are you on? Because you're supposed to be the coach, like.
Was he on drugs? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's
His eyes are always could be right, Brian. Because his eyes, you know, when he's always just like he's always like, all right, yes, no, look, Scotland played well, didn't they?
I didn't know he spoke like that.
Hey, didn't they? Scotland played well. Look, full credit to South Africa, they played well, didn't they?
And then there was the miscommunication at halftime when they lost to Argentina and South Africa.
I always look at the post-match interviews, particularly with Razor and Artie, and you just sort of see the distance between the two. So something to have a squiz at. One other question that I've got there is personally, like I think the Doctor brings just calmness to a very heated an environment that has got some significant expectation, and I think one of the things that I like from him is just his calmness. I think he'll be able to bring things through, and I think he'll be quite bold on some decisions. So I've got some confidence that he'll be able to turn things around. One thing I thought was interesting was just this conversation around overseas play. Typically that sort of seems in-house. It's a little bit taboo for All Black coaches to be able to talk about overseas eligibility, but there were some hints, particularly around Brodie Retallick, but specifically bringing him back from that. But look, it might open up the question around player eligibility or player selection for players overseas.
That was an interesting one because he spoke about that while David Kirk was right next to him. And if you look at David Kirk's face, he didn't flinch. So they probably had that conversation with him anyway.
That's tight.
So, it speaks about how times are changing, and maybe we need to get these players back to playing a World Cup. Because when Dave really spoke on his interview, he said, the public wants the best players available for the World Cup.
Suit up, boys. We
don't care, if they're on that form and they could play, they could be in the team, they should be in the team.
Right, hard.
And that's a good thing because, we've got, the world's changing. There's more money in Japan, there's more money in France, there's more money. Our players are leaving early. So we gotta combat that somehow. And Australia has done that. South Africa has done that. They can bring back players that overseas. It's time for New Zealand to do that too. But so I think Dave Ring was asked the question about overseas players, and he answered, as opposed to Scott Robertson, who just looked like he was everywhere. He's like talking all the time, like doing other stuff, talking about the stuff, and just going everywhere. And then look at Dave Ring, the calmness that you spoke of, it's there already, and you probably need that with that heated environment, just like you said. So
yeah, because Razor, the Crusaders coach, did not look like Razor, the All Blacks coach. They look like two totally different people. One was distant, and the other one was tight knit with his team.
Just on the comment of the Doctor, Dave Rennie, and overseas player eligibility,
who you're talking about.
And talking specifically about Brodie Retallick, like, would it be suitable to bring back a 60-year-old to play in the
hey, if he's on form.
Yeah, if he's on form.
If he's on form. Like, you can't knock the form.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a capacity where he's just here in the team just to be that, that guy that's in the locker room. You got guys like John. These are locks. We got Lord and
Vai.
So these are up and coming young guys. So you need a guy like Brodie Retallick to be behind them, like
leadership in the
that leadership role, right? So again, as opposed to Razor, who said that Archie Morgan has to go straight into 10.
Yeah. I also thought the other comment, which was interesting, and it's probably something that All Black coaches, head coaches, haven't talked about publicly. Maybe it's just because it's a blatant admission that New Zealand rugby is quite predictable. But during that interview process, he made the comment, paraphrase, that teams in Japan could beat Super Rugby teams in Europe could beat Super Rugby teams. So I think he's given his experience over there. He's going to bring a lot of that intellectual property back and sort of reinvent the All Black machine.
So that's what we need. He needs to bring back the fear. There's no more fear of the All Blacks.
He's got both experience, and now he can use that experience too.
And this is why we are the Armchair Benchwarmers. We're giving all the facts. We're giving you all the facts. Gents, gentlemen, gents that want to be girls, and females. Look, so you can always tune in and make sure that you check into our socials. Comment, and share. Do we have anything, Bro? Do we have anything in the comments corner actually from all our millions and millions of followers?
funny you say that. We have finally hit 100,000. 100 followers.
Oh.
Big shout out to Big F who reposts our shit.
Yes.
Shout out BF.
No.
And who you are.
You are the man, man. You are the man, BF. We got a big shout.
I keep on getting these spam comments from Estatish. I keep on blocking, but I don't know, they're hacking me, man.
Look, big ups to Estatish for your comments. Like, make sure that you do comment. We like the good ones, we like the bad ones. So, but to you, Estatish,
And he's
big shout out to you.
keeps sending me these pictures that I can't show.
Cam, I saw that on your screensaver phone today, and look, I just wanted to tell you that is a guy. Yahoo! After the big announcement of the All Blacks, we shifted to our review of the Super Rugby games, where we will give some feedback on the matches that were played, and look forward to the matches that are going to be played this week. Super Rugby, gentlemen, Super Rugby over the weekend.
Let's skip it. Let's skip Super Rugby. It was a shit round last week.
Look, just wanted to introduce a little bit of a segment here that going into, or from the games last week, who listened to their coaches this week and gets the inaugural, the Armchair Benchwarmers Thumbs Up Trophy, gentlemen. Which team out of Super Rugby can be nominated? Do you select as the team that gets the Armchair Benchwarmers inaugural Thumbs Up Trophy this week? I'm with the Blues. Brain explosion though. Brain explosion in the last couple of minutes. Man, where's our leadership for the Blues? But I thought we were actually going to go there and get walloped. I'm going to go
thumbs down.
I want to go cliche here, but full credit to the boys. But yep, I've got the thumbs up for the Blues. And Brian, who's your thumbs up for your team?
I've got a thumbs up for the draw.
Oh, Vanaka.
Yeah, good one, boy.
Yeah, they were sort of behind, eh? They were sort of behind, and those, man, the pitch conditions were, damn, they were crazy.
That's real rugby. This is a real rugby field.
Oh man, the rugby in Fiji is way better. And Cams, who do you give your the Armchair Benchwarmers thumbs up to for your Super Rugby team of the week?
I'll give my thumbs up to the Western Force. Because this is the first win of the season and they're off the bottom of the table. So yeah, thumbs up for it.
Not against the 100%. And on the opposite side of the table, which team was too busy trying to walk out of countdown with a box of Heineken without paying and gets the Armchair Benchwarmers thumbs down? I have to give it to the Blues. Simply because, man, we had the bloody ball and we couldn't control it and we kicked it away. You still got the ball back, but we turned it over and the Brumbies scored. So, yeah, look, sorry, Blues, you get the Armchair Benchwarmers thumbs up, but you also get the Armchair Benchwarmers the thumbs down. Gentlemen, who's your team for thumbs down?
I'll give my thumbs down to the Chiefs because they're supposed to beat the Crusaders and they're ahead, 21-0?
Yeah.
In the first half, and Crusaders just came back in one game. But I'll put them down because they're doing well. First game and the second game, this third game, man, they're supposed to beat the Crusaders. If you look at their form coming into this game, they should have won this game. But man, the Crusaders, man, somehow they can get the win out of the ass.
I have to say though, one thing that I really liked in watching the Chiefs Crusaders game was their pre-game entertainment. They had the exponent. They were. Man, it was just that vibe from the commentator. It just sort of seemed to set the platform. It's probably one of the best vibes I've seen on a sort of pre-game.
Who did the Blues have?
We had...
Not that stupid. Chase the Colonel on the...
No, we had some... I think it was some local singer on
that Colonel
it.
was fast. That Colonel was fast.
Some of these are like, keep me that half-time shirt, man. What kind of half-time shirt is that, man? Like, you're right, man. You know, it's probably going to do something, man.
It's actually quite funny on that because you can get the guys that can chase the Colonel, and then you get the guys where the distance between the runner and the Colonel just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the commentators are trying to say, oh yeah, well done, but man, like the Colonel's he's finished the line and the guy that's chasing's only halfway.
I like the truck with the sunroof. You're supposed to try and kick the ball in the sunroof, and if you get it, you win the cup. I like that one. They have something.
Getting on to the Chiefs Crusaders game, look, yeah, obviously the Crusaders pulled one out of the bag, going to H-Town and getting the dub. Any standout players from the Crusaders, the Chiefs?
And I don't know about standout players, but that second try, the Chiefs, the end try started with.
That was me.
Yeah, started with Leroy Carter, ended with Nice Turu, but
oh yeah,
man, that was.
I see some of the commentators calling it the try of the season before.
I haven't seen that.
So fun.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. We're going to get Brian to fact check that.
Did you see Tamati Williams?
Oh, yeah.
The ref must have. Apparently, the ref was right in front. Was right there, and he must have.
Yeah, that's
Direct shoulder to the head. It should have been a sin bin, yellow card or red card, and it should have been 14 men down. It was like about 15 minutes into the game, but I wasn't here.
Yeah, that wasn't. I did see.
It was on Bahia.
I did see on stuff with the Herald where they showed the actual replay of it. Yeah, that was pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, it was direct. I reckon they would have turned into a red card. They would have changed the game completely. Then they had that scuffle, and then the bloody Chiefs they didn't compose themselves out at half time, and they came out still bloody worked up.
Do you think there was a level of complacency for the Chiefs, or was it just calls weren't going their way and plays weren't going their way?
Yeah, I think John Gibbs did a better job doing the halftime rev thing. But if you're talking about the best player of the night, I think it goes to Christian Learwood, scored a hat trick, and he was also late.
Yeah, look, I think probably the Chiefs will bounce back, and we'll talk about this game for this week. But I think the Crusaders were just one of those sleeping giants, that then just got awoken. But just on the note of Christian Leo Willie, did you guys catch his post-match speech?
No.
Oh man, it was awesome, man. It was probably one of the best post-match speeches that didn't have any of the cliche full credit to the boys, full credit to the team. Very, very well spoken, very educated speaker. And after the bloody man of the match performance, that guy, man, I think based on the way he's playing at the moment, he's the form number 8, man. Easily sliding into the All Blacks back row.
It's proud Whistly.
Massey boy.
Massey,
Seek the heights, big.
He went down to Dunedin and go to university because training to be a dentist, so he's a qualified, and then they got picked up by Crusaders.
Well, he was, man, if you get a chance to have a look at that speech, this post-match speech, man, it's probably one of the best speeches that I've seen from a rugby player. Absolutely, man. Based on that form, there's no way he should be left out based on where that is. But he's also just an educator. He's a physical guy, knows where to place himself, goes 100 the whole game. He's just got all the characteristics of.
I thought it was Razors or Blacks, he wouldn't make it.
Well, yeah. So he played 3 games against, was it France? And then he kind of just did the David Copperfield and disappeared. So hopefully he sort of shows that continues that same form with selection to the All Blacks. Probably a typical brain explosion where the Blues were up and they should have won that game. I just think it was a lack of leadership, man. Where were our leaders that sort of called, look, to hold the ball?
What's off the box kicks, late and things like 2-3 box kicks from our own down. We had the one and it's turned over, and then that's how it's gone.
And he had the lead too, they kicked that away.
What would you have done in that situation? We've got 2 minutes to go. You got the ball, you're the captain, Cans. What would you have said to your team?
2 minutes, is that long enough to turn the ball over, or if you're doing phase after phase? Because I didn't understand what those box kicks were about, because they didn't even go far. It was just straight up in the air now. Yeah, okay, they got the ball back twice or 3 times on those box kicks. But I still didn't understand what that was. Like, that last box kick, they had the ball, they just had to play it safe and just go phase after phase.
Yeah.
Slow the ball down.
And the ball league.
I think the relevance of the box is probably right. I think that someone needs to box their face and kicking the bloody ball, man.
Who would you box their face in? Out of the 15 players that were on the field at the time?
I'd have to go the halfback first, and then I'd have to go Dalton.
Oh, too.
Because he's the captain. And I was like, man, leadership there would have been play like we're defending this win, but we went and kicked it away like we've got the win in the bag. Oh, box them all, man. Even box the rugby's, man. Stephen Archer, even box the support team. But look, we're back. Yeah, look, I just think it was just silly rugby. We had that in the game. I thought we were going to get, I was proud of the boys simply because they went over there and I thought we were going to get smashed given what they had done to the Crusaders. But just to lose so stupidly, yeah. The draw. Beat the Hurricanes over in Fiji, and it's always hard for travelling teams to beat the draw. They were overdue a win. Conditions were pretty bad. It reminds me of Underlines Rugby back up in Waimea, the Hokianga. But well done to the Druids, man.
Congrats, boys.
To the Fijian team over there.
That was back at Churchill Park when they were strong. It's hard to win that Churchill Park.
And then we also had Moana, who won the Pacific after mighty Moana, who played the Force.
That game was supposed to be in Tonga, right?
Was it this week?
No, they got the Chiefs this weekend.
Oh,
No, that game was supposed to be in Tonga, but Tonga didn't have enough money.
it's some of the financial reasons.
I think the same thing happened last year.
Oh,
The game that was supposed to be in Tonga didn't happen.
Does anyone understand that? Because if Sky Sports and the broadcasting rights, isn't it their job to pay for all the equipment to go on there? They're the ones showing on their back.
True.
what about if they went over to see the Tulipa to get some money from Samoa to help? They're apparently sitting on some money at the moment, so we're waiting for it to be released. But Moana went down to the Force. Moana seemed to, they had a lot of changes from the previous team. Clearly there's some confidence from Tana in the coaching squad for Moana, but on paper they look devastating, but don't seem to be shrinking in the performances at the moment. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's hard to pick because they were awesome in their first game against the Draw, and they actually won in Churchill Park where no one won. So, but to lose the next game, the next week, and lose this game, sort of like they felt falling back into normality, yeah, man. So I don't know if it was just and on the other side, the Draw beating Wellington, which is which is probably not a surprise, but I think this week 3, teams are getting back to normal. The Crusaders are back to their winning ways. Moana's back to their losing ways. And then Draw is winning.
Come on, Moana. I have to say, Brian, can you please check that there's a lock for Moana Pacifica, Tom Savangi? Can you check what village he is from? He's one of the locks for Moana. And please tell me where Tom Savangi is from in Samoa, please.
Savangi.
Yeah, Tom Savangi. I think he's their lock, number 4. Yeah, just interested to see where in Samoa is Tom Savangi, please. Can you let our viewers and listeners know, please, where Tom Savangi for Moana Pacific is from, please?
He's from Whalia Gloucester.
Tom Sandwich, bring up to you, bro. Tom Sandwich, bring up to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man.
Never heard of this until I started out.
This week's game, Blues and Crusaders. Who wins with the Blues and Crusaders? I'll go because that's my team, the mighty Blues, followed by the mighty Moana. I'm going Blues by 12. Jets, it's a home game to at Eden Park, to the House of Eden.
Crusaders got Blues number last 5 years. It doesn't matter if they're painting them back as well.
Mission confidence, man. Come on, man. We're the Blues brothers. Come on.
Well, ever since I started playing TAB, you can't pick with your heart anymore. You gotta pick with your head because there's money on the line. I'm doing a smart bet.
Brian, who you got on this one? The Mighty Blues or the Crying Crusaders?
Oh man, I want the Blues to win because I as much as I hate the Blues, I hate the Crusaders even more.
Right.
I'm from Takapuna, but on form,
Yes.
judging by last week, even though bloody Crusaders crushed my team, on form, I would have to say Crusaders by 40.
It's just a firepower.
They'll be missing Tamati William, but that won't make a
And
difference. Oh, is he out as well?
Yeah,
What about
Blues.
his try-saving tackle last week, man? Damn! Leroy Carter stepped the wrong way, that's why. Yeah, I would have been right. I'd have been like, jump over. That's what he did, isn't it?
That's right. And then we've got the Chiefs and Moana. Chiefs have got Moana at home. I'm going for the upset. I'm choosing the mighty Moana. I think they've got Augustine Pulu starting at number 9, and I think he's going to give them an awesome physical foundation and some organisation. Chiefs and Moana. Who wants it?
You gotta give it to the Chiefs. I mean, David McKenzie's back.
Oh, shucks, I missed it.
Form as well.
They'll be back. It's at home too.
Yeah, and I don't think any other team in the comp probably these two. Probably these Chiefs and Crusaders, no one's playing on their level right now.
Nice.
And one, after that win against Fiji, we was hopeful. The next 2 losses was like back to normal. So Chiefs averaged 40 points against the Moana team. They haven't lost to them. They averaged 40 points. So I'm looking at this as a blowout. 13 plus Chiefs.
Ooh, and I know Brian will be going with the Chiefs. And then we've got the Landers versus the Force, we've got the Brumbies versus the Reds, and we just got who cares about those games. Anyway, one thing that is a noticeable thing to note is that Oz teams are leading the table at the moment.
The Brumbies at the top. You got Waratah second, Chiefs third.
Oh yeah, it's interesting to see that. And on that note, I think we just need our DJ to hit the cue because it's Viva Las Vegas, Las Vegas.
How good was that? That was fucking amazing, bro.
What a vibe. What
in
what a spectacle. What an absolute spectacle. Chanting, music, crowd numbers, packed, entertaining, the acoustics, far out. I mean, to be a part of that, I think that's what we should be doing, is trying to get there and take our show there for an episode next year, boys.
Atmosphere. I got an issue with you guys though. And that does come up in social media. This is year 3 of NRL starting their seasons at Las Vegas, trying to get into the US market.
Yep.
Have they done that? Or have they put a dent in anything? Because the comments were that all the fans that go to these games are Kiwis in Australia, and there's only I think the stat was 10% actual Americans at the stadium, and they're just there because they are curious as well. I do think this is just like a novelty for us fans of NRL in Australia and New Zealand. Just go over for a holiday to Las Vegas, watch our teams play there, and come back home. This is just that. Is that what it's ever going to be? Because if you think about American point of view, it's a game that's only on there once a year.
Has it making an impact? Yeah, I think it is. I think the fact of the novelty of having a team sport, especially a physical sport of collision without the pads and the headgear, and just seeing these guys essentially in American terms go out, mate, is something that is of interest to the Americans because they just can't conceptualise people walking out there without pads or fully sort of padded up with headgear. And the NFL. I think it's still in its infancy stages for its product to be able to then get American buy-in. But I think the more times they have over there, then the curiosity will increase. We'll probably go from attendance into participation. The American market, they're the elite sport that everyone wants to be. So it's not a product that's probably penetrating the American market as such, but I think in a few more years, it's definitely going to see some traction and momentum. I think the product is doing what it's supposed to do. If nothing to the American crowd or people, man, it's just reigniting the love for rugby league for us fans here. But it also just shows how professional NRL is at a commercial level, its exposure to as a product, than it is compared to Super Rugby. It's leaving Super Rugby in the distance. Or rugby in general, sorry.
I think it's doing that more than anything else. Like if you look at it from an Australian, New Zealand point of view, the product of NRL, from our eyes, is awesome.
From your eyes? Did you say eyes or eyes?
From our eyes. But even when you get to the Warriors game, the atmosphere at the stadium, what they do there.
Man, sold out. Game 1 sold out.
Sold out, but the fan engagement, that's what they've got locked down. The Warriors games, even the Auckland FC, the fan engagement is what's missing in Super Rugby. You go to the Blues games and the crowd's just dead. And there's no energy. So I think from that point of view, for us, we can see the NRL, it's more exciting. We can see the NRL going to Las Vegas. America's exciting for us. We can go over there. We've got the option to go support our teams in another country.
Yeah, if you got $20,000 to go there,
Hardly how they come back
to Vegas.
Yeah, you're right. There's a gap now between rugby union and.
Do you think if Super Rugby sort of done the same thing, but took it to Royal Vegas, that they'll be able to then sort of draw the same crowds, the same vibe?
Well, yeah, I hope so.
Or is it just going to be smelling all the sulphur?
Well, they do have the Super Weekend one. What are they called?
Magic Round.
Magic Round. Yeah.
Super Round. That's
Super Round for you.
And through the games that we watched there, we had the Knights versus have significant engagement. I was watching this, they were both entertaining games. It's was he clocking up the meters or what? Both games were just absolutely awesome. But Tom Malone, man, he stood out for me.
That's funny because when they released the teams that are going to play, and you looked at those teams, those games. You think this is probably the weakest two games. But because of the situation, that was only because of the situation of Newcastle Knights. Like the time when they announced the teams, you would have thought that was all over them. There was be no contest. You look at the Bulldogs and Dragons, you think the same thing. Bulldogs all over them, no contest. It's not going to be competitive. But because of the way the Knights have come through, the injuries and signing of Dylan Brown, they are competitive, and they were. It was an awesome game. You look at the Dragons, everybody wrote them off. But man, the Dragons defense, man, that was the sort of like the thing that made that game exciting, because the Bulldogs couldn't do anything. Like the score was 14-0 at the end of the game. And that's a low scoring game because you can credit to the Dragons defense, they didn't lay down, right? And you can look at the Dragons defense, man, spot wipers. So Islanders in the area, man. So that was the cool thing about watching the Dragons play. And then you saw at the end when we went to overtime, you saw Vincent Holmes, he had a bit of an injury, so he couldn't kick the ball. So he missed 2 times, and then when it was Stephen Crowder's turn, and he kicked the goal that won the game, and was reminiscent from the England game when they won. They beat England in the semi-finals of the World Cup. Cool. But one thing I want to say is that, you know, when it comes to American sport, Americans hate draws. None of their games, none of their sports have a draw. They don't allow.
But don't they wear the drawers under their trousers?
Well, they do, but when you're watching the game, someone has to win. Someone has to win. That's why they have overtimes. You have overtime until you win. Mm-hmm. Now, if there was a draw, and that
there was obstacles.
Exactly in that game, I don't know how those Americans react to it, maybe negatively, because they don't have draws.
Interesting point. Yeah, good point. Good point on that. Speaking of the Dragons that you mentioned, Setu, ex Warriors player
they let go.
That's gone across to the Dragons, debuted at 27 years of age. The commentators were just sort of talking about his background, and some of the comments that I sort of took from that. At the age of 8, he was told that he would never play rugby again due to a head knock. I think lost his mum at a very early age. Moved to New Zealand from Samoa with his brother. I think there was also a discussion of being adopted. Also tried in Vegas. 27 years old. Just like to say, well done, young man. For pursuing and being persistent in a dream, and at 27 years age, mate, I think you've got a lot of years ahead of you. Note to solo, it was quite crack up because when he went to go over to his family to take the photos and went to go and see his family, which is awesome that they're all there. Is the thing that I've noticed was the guy, or I don't know, a relative, I'm assuming, or friend, wearing a orange jumper, which I thought was quite a hard case, but obviously probably representing the fact that he come from the Warriors across to the Dragons. So obviously took it out for the Bulldogs with that clutch play, that drop kick right at the end. I thought they were actually going to go to Burton, eh? And then they went with Crichton, and he sort of sealed the deal and got the chocolates. Out of the 4 teams, sort of who was the team that stood out?
For me, I was the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah,
so they were just, talked about as a joke not long ago, right? But you see the potential of them. You see their backline is awesome. And he scored a try. Their whole backline is awesome. They're firing. Dylan Brown in number 7 and Fletcher Sharp is 100%. Again, don't know if it was did you guys check it was ACL?
Who was it? Brandon Best?
Fletcher Sharp.
Oh, no. We have to go to a fact checker there.
I wasn't. It was I think it'd be back.
They need him back because he looked good. So yeah.
I'll be back.
Wow, I forgot what they said. Yeah, I forgot what they said it was. It was that now they explained it wasn't too serious. They showed him on the sideline, and he had no ice pack or any bandages or anything left to sitting there.
Yeah, so that's probably.
Brian, out of the 4 teams,
I saw Ponga, man, acting like a real leader out there.
Yeah.
Yelling at the boy every time they made a mistake, yelling at them.
His break was awesome too when he got that break to see how they tried.
Man.
So good to see old Ponga. Well, it's just good to see the Knights who have been salad dwellers for a number of years sort of showing some forms. But we bring it back from the American Vegas and a bit closer to Rota Vegas, back in Auckland, on Makaurau, the home of the New Zealand Warriors who take on the Roosters. Look, playing at Eden Park, sold out. Sorry, at what do we call it now? Go Media. We would have seen the lineups. We had a brief discussion regarding the teams. Who wins? Who wins this one?
I say Warriors by 4.
Warriors by 4.
Yeah, Warriors by 4, bro.
I'm probably gonna. I've got the Roosters by 12. I just think that their starting 13 plus their bench is a lot stronger than the Warriors. Although home ground advantage for the Warriors. Good luck to the Warriors boys, but I've got the Roosters by 12. Who you got?
Yeah, this is a hard one, eh? Because it's round 1, and both teams are coming off, just a preseason because hardly any of the stars play, So yeah, it's a hard one. I know Roosters have trouble over here. Warriors can't wait to get out.
Give us your pick. Give us your pick.
It's a hard one. I'm going with the TAB odds because it's closer. I think I'm going to go for the Warriors.
TAB got them as a favourite.
Yeah, the Warriors are favourites.
No, I said that it was close.
Oh, okay.
That's great. That's not.
TAB. This is a dollar difference. 225 to 1.
Who are those young ladies?
Oh, okay. And just of the Roosters, of the Warriors, who's going to be the team? Who's going to be the player that the Warriors rely on to get the win over the Roosters? They've got no.
They need either Chanel Harris or Tina to step up.
So there's a lot of responsibility because based on Tanner's form from last year, it probably wasn't the best. So a lot of responsibility on Chanel.
One of those pivots need to step up, because when the Warriors get down to the 30 outside the colour, man, they got nothing.
Yeah.
There's no creativity or anything. The X factor needs to come out. Man.
Yeah,
they got the players, but they're I don't know about their middle thing.
Hold the phone, guys. Hold the phone. I'm going to change my pick to Sydney. Don't look at their team.
Yeah.
Bro, they got fucking guns, man.
Their middles.
I told you, their team is stacked.
Sam Walker,
yeah.
DC.
I think Fish needs to stand up. I think he needs to take an absolute mongrel approach.
He's top done, This is first game
He's on the Watson on the bench.
It's just a stack, man. Roosters a stack.
And then they got, what's his name?
Wong on the bench.
On the wing.
Mafagu White.
No, Warriors by 24.
Following the Warriors and the Roosters game, as we've got the Broncos, the mighty Broncos against the Up the Pass. Broncos taking it out, man. Their team is absolutely stacked. So I'm going Broncos by 12.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos too. They're home and they've come back from England when they lost the Hull. But yeah, that was a good warm-up game for them. They're, I think, match fit.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
They have a good chance to beat Penrith.
Brian, who's your take?
I think Penrith wants some revenge.
Ooh.
It's going to be tight, Penrith by 4.
And then we've got your team, Cams, Manly and the Raiders. I think Manly have got the Raiders at home. I think Manly team doesn't look that flash, bro. For 2026, I think I'm going Raiders by. I'm getting Raiders by 12, man. Sorry. Are you backing your Manly boys in this game, or
I am actually there.
Is it a hard versus head decision?
I'm backing the boys there. It's a home game. It's an interesting game too because Jamal Fogarty, he's just come from Canberra, looking to beat them. I think he won't like to lose against the next player, especially for the first game up. So yeah, the first meeting was to. But Canberra is strong. They're strong. If you remember the first round against the Warriors last year, they whisked them in base. So Canberra's strong. And I think the problem with Manly is there's no depth in their forwards. We're one injury away for not having any forwards. So that's where our vulnerability is. But I think we might do it, man. We might do it. We'll do it. We'll be a close game by 12.
And Brian, who you got for the Manly Raiders game?
Raiders by 40.
There's some confidence there. Are you putting any money on your guys' teams for the year to take it out?
I'm as you know, in a tipping comp with you.
Yes. I know we talk about I'm a Broncos fan, but I am supporting the Warriors, so I try and jump ship. I just haven't been able to do it yet, so I'm kind of on the fence.
When do you move back to Auckland?
As soon as my NRL contract with the Broncos finishes.
Are you both still based in Australia? I know you guys are born here.
That's when I move back from when I finish my Broncos contract.
And I know you guys are from New Zealand.
Anywho, look, I'm a Broncos fan. Cam's is a Manly fan, and Brian is a Warriors fan. Look, let me give you this scenario. You're the coach. You're going out for the first game. What's the song you play to get the boys amping? For me, it'll be Eminem's "Lose Yourself," and it'll be belting, man, just getting them there to really steady. You know, what's the one song that you would be playing to get your boys engaged?
Man, never thought about that.
Yeah, that's how.
And while you're thinking about that, also think about what's the one-liner that you would say to the team. For me, it would be in this tone: "Victory is not given, it's earned." And then I'll play the music, Eminem. So that's like
No one's
songs.
going to be amped from that.
Yeah, and then like Broncos would just go like, "Fire out, coach, man, that's just got me G'd up, I'm ready to go." And then they just got in, they beat Penrith by 1,000 points. What's your song, gentlemen? What's your song? And what's your one-liner? What do you say to your team to get them amped up? You're the coach. You're the coach. Put yourself in the scenario of the coach. You're playing your jam, and you're giving your one-liner. What would you say? What's the song? And what would you say?
The song I'll play for the boys is "New Noise" by. Look it up if you don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are.
I'll be blasting that in the changing room.
What was it? What was it?
The song's called "New Noise" by a band called Refused.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'll say, but what comes to mind is that speech Al Pacino does in that movie Any Given Sunday.
Not bad, not bad.
It's the build up, it's just the build up.
And the few lines.
What's it on the rainbow colours? Oh, it's a picture. Okay. Not bad, bro. And what was the statement that you say?
I just harking back to that scene on Any Given Sunday. Al Pacino is talking to the
Ooh, here we go. Now we're going deep. Now we're going deep.
before the game, and that speech, the inch by inch speech.
Okay, inch by inch. I was in the change room. I haven't even heard of it, but look, I'll leave that to your imagination.
Look that up.
Look that up. Look that up. Look that up. And
Look it up in incognito mode.
Bryce song, man. What's your one-liner to your very hearty New Zealand?
Maybe play Air Papa with the crowd right behind it because it's a home game.
Yes.
And then the one-liner
Yes. Talk to me.
would be,
Let's go.
can you smell what the Warriors are cooking?
Oh man, that was classic. And just before, once the team's already gone out, they've got their song, they're already on the field. The players that are left in the changing room, what do you say to the players who didn't make the painting?
Not the towels, not the floor, not the water bottles.
Oh, look, good luck to the teams that are going out there, and there are other teams and there are other games that are playing, but being the fact that we support our own individual teams, we'll cover those bases.
Oh, what's happening with Lomax?
It's a limbo, isn't it?
He can't play for another NRL team until October 2027. So is he still with the Eels?
That's what happens when you run your mouth, then you're going to get
Gonna be making $10 million a season.
What did he do? He did the whole thing in. He stuff you guys are making money at freestyle.
Well, no, I made it, man. I made it.
What's happening? Well, I heard a rumor they were going to trade him for Burden at the Doggies.
Hey,
I think from what I've read,
It wasn't Burden. He didn't get an extension.
he's paying for an extension, I believe. I think the Storm sort of Eels debacle went to court. There was a settlement, but it was on the basis that they got a like-for-like player.
It was made official today. Lomax can't play another.
Which is what I think. If it was a like-for-like player, and I think there's final compensation from the Storm back to the Eels, then well, there you go.
So he's still on. Is he still on the Eels list?
I wouldn't say he'd be given his flippin' antics, but I did see something regarding the Bulldogs and Burton. But I didn't sort of read too much.
What's happened to Pappenhausen?
he's retired.
Yeah, he's retired, man.
Retired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He gave his year to Future from the notes on that. On other sporting things, Nick Gill, who's been part of the All Blacks, sort of their head conditioning and strength coach. He's,
Oh, that's off the NFL, really?
yeah, the Ravens and over to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that make the house all the time.
Was he conditioning coach performance coach for All Blacks, or?
Yeah, for about 20 years, I think, he's been with the All Blacks. And just seeing some of the commentary on the Ravens announcement that they've officially announced them as their strength and conditioning, or they give it some vice president, some fancy term to that. There were a lot of players that were going through and congratulations. He's got the buy-in from the players there, so well done to you, Nick Gill.
Expect a big salary.
But just goes to show how many people are sort of leaving the All Blacks, eh?
Well, Dave Rennie did say it's not just going to be based on performance by the players. It's going to be the coaches too. So It's going to be a bit of a reshuffle, I think.
And speaking of people that are jumping ship, was it last week? I think Auckland FC beat Wellington Phoenix 5-0. And then the Wellington Phoenix coach
They're not
voluntary resigned.
Yeah, they're not doing too well,
I'm
are
going to be in Scotland. Auckland FC coming second. I think was on top. The last teams, like they won the last 6 games.
Oh,
I think they drew last week though, but before that they won 6 in a row.
They're bringing pretty good crowds, eh? The
Wellington FC, man.
Auckland signed that new guy from England, and he's the top scorer.
Oh.
His name's Sam Cosgrove.
Oh.
Striker for
John Mitchell. Also, the Black Cats are through to the T20 final with one of the players hitting 100 off 33 ball. I saw, I think, the last 2 overs, and man, that was a crazy. It was like 3 or 4 sixes.
Yeah, he beat my record.
4 fours.
It's 100 or 34 balls.
Man, I can't remember the last time I watched a bit of cricket, but well done to the Black Caps and being able to get through to the T20 final.
Good luck, boys. Good luck.
Also got the Tumsy banned for 3 weeks. We can all agree that it was quite worthy of that. NRL Fantasy. Is it something like, not like the posters that Brian has on his wall of NRL Fantasy, it's a different one. Cam, you're on
you go on the fantasy.
it's Cam, you're on NRL Fantasy. How's that all go?
yeah, it's started. So I never had any players play in the Vegas round. So I've got my house because I'm playing the NRL Fantasy draft.
Yep.
So that's the difference in fantasy. So the draft is you get a group of guys playing, and you have the draft night where you pick individual players from the whole NRL roster.
Oh, yeah.
To make a big team. Now you can't double up. So whoever you pick, no one else can pick that guy. So you make up a team based on that, and then you go forward 3 rounds, and it's the same thing. You don't get a salary cap. There's no money, so you can just trade players that are in the pool, left in the pool, if you need to. Yeah, so we're doing it like this the 3rd year. We'll be doing it.
Or did you come last year?
I came last.
Year before?
I made the playoffs. I think I lost them.
And on that note, we're going to cut out our segment of NRL Fantasy.
Note to self.
But I was trying to say,
I was going to show you were telling us that you were number 1 and number 2.
I was trying to say that we named our fantasy draft based after who's the passed away. It's called the Memorial Cup.
Nice. Man, big respect to the Iceman, man. Big respect to the Iceman. Gone but never forgotten. Speaking of that too, we've also, the Armchair Benchwarmers have jumped in, and we are going in the realm of we're jumping in and throwing a bit of cash. I think it might be 50 cents or $1, and we're going to be making a multi-bet each week. We've got any for any of our viewers. Drop us any recommendations, any tips that might help us win $1 million so we can retire and go on holiday, and also, I suppose, air our show live from Las Vegas next year. But Cam, tell us a little bit more about how our bets go, and maybe let the viewers know what we're doing, and hopefully we can come up with some moolah.
Yeah, so we've decided to do the spinning thing, and we'll put down some money each, and we'll do a multi based on the teams we support. I think Brian, you did 2 bets on the Warriors game, I did 2 bets on the Manly game, and as we had the 2 bets on the Broncos game. Should we tell everyone our bets? So my one, I picked Manly to win the first half, and I picked total quarter to score try anytime.
I've got the Broncos to be leading at half time, and I've got Dean Mariner to score any time throughout the match.
And I have the Warriors winning 12 and under, and Pompey to score anytime.
Oh, those are fires.
Bro, we millionaires next week.
Man, we're gonna be down in bloody Newmarket choosing which bloody Lamborghini Ferrari we want, man. Like,
Promise.
we're Range Rover, eh?
Promise?
Or we're gonna be just surfing on the internet with the pictures of Range Rovers and Ferraris.
Imagine if we all hit, but Pompey doesn't score try. We all hit it.
What's the score? What's your scale?
Come on,
Remember the first game?
If you're able to pick him, he's
Yeah. He's an example with
We gotta be on the bench.
I saw Lucina and Lucina's on the bench.
Yeah, he's heads up. He's starting up.
Well, we'll know by the first game whether we're carrying on to the next game.
He's up against Tweed. He can run through me.
Yeah, but then you got the other 12 players on the field to run through too. So
No, he's good at looking for those fumbled fumbled past it by the opposite team, and then he dives on it. He's good at that.
Being the home crowd, being the home team, good luck to the Warriors. We'd just like to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check in and follow all of our socials. Leave some comments too for anyone that's viewing. Drop some comments on our platforms on any topics that you might want to. Next week's show is going to be we've got a couple of giveaways. Tune into next week's show.
What are we giving away?
Well, that's a surprise for our viewers, and we'll set up some of the conditions.
Can they drive it?
If we win our multi, they will be. They will have to drive it, and we're not talking about driving your partners up the wall. So tune into our next show, but make sure you check out all our socials, share, like, and comment. We are the Armchair Benchwarmers, always warming up the bench. I'm your host with Az, with our Cams and Brian. Until next time, we want to leave you with one of our favourite sayings, and it goes, if the tennis ball bounces too high, turn it to the shop and get a new one. Thanks for tuning in.